Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. We're here each and every day at 8 a.m. for your viewing and listening pleasure. And it's always a joy to be with you. I look forward to this each and every day. So today, the topic I want to explore is, where do we find our answers? Because what I'm finding is that more and more and more people are seeking the guidance, the wisdom of others. And what I try to do in my role as a teacher is to stir people back to within. Because everyone's answer is within themselves. That's where it is. It's nowhere else. Your answer, the only one who knows you better than you, doesn't exist. You know yourself better than anyone else. So you know what's better for you than anyone else. No one knows what will be the right thing for you to do better than you do. The problem is we don't have enough confidence in ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't understand that there's a power within us that can answer any question to the best. Now, here's the key thing. Maybe we're looking for too big of an answer too quickly. Maybe we should just be asking the question, what's my next step? That's a good question. When you ask the question, what's my next step? That gives that the answer we're looking for can more easily be understood because it's not too big a leap of faith. It's not too big a jump. The next step is just the next step. So when I go within and I look for clarity, I ask the question, so what's my next step as a teacher? What's my next step in my relationships? What's my next step financially? What's my next step in health? And I listen. And what ends up happening for me is the fact that answers come. Here's the key thing. When an answer comes, take action. If you don't take action, it's not an answer. Here's the beauty of it. When you take action, you find out, does it work or doesn't it work? If it doesn't work, guess what? Take new action. Ask the question, what's my next step? Take more action. Because here's the thing, in the human form, it's all about us taking action. If you don't take action, you can think, but you've got to align everything to get what you want. And that's where people fall apart. They hear the movie The Secret and other things like that. My goodness. So Lori just popped on. I know Lori well. She said, thanks for teaching my daughter self-love. Her 3-month-old boyfriend just said sex is the most important thing to him in a relationship. She knows that that's not a real relationship. It's not. Sex is something that's agreed upon between two people in a relationship, and it is a physical satisfaction. It's a physical satisfying of primal urges of the reptilian mind, of the hormones that rage in our body. And there's nothing greater from the physical realm than sex. However, it's not the reason for a relationship unless the primary purpose of the relationship for both people is physical, I'll use the word physical communion. But if one wants more and the other only wants that, then we have a vibrational mismatch. We have a vibrational mismatch. The real purpose of any relationship is to support and grow each other and to have fun on the journey. Support and grow each other and have fun on the journey and give each person the freedom to be their authentic and real selves. You hear that? That's it. That's the basis of all relationships. You don't need anything more to know about that than that. So I started off with where are the answers? The answers are within. So with Lori, as she was talking about, her daughter knew for her what was self-love. And so when presented with this option from this young fella, she could make a decision and know from within. She didn't have to go to her mom and say, Mom, what do I do? Her mom doesn't know what she should do. Only the daughter knows what she should do. Here's the key thing. Lori knows what to do for herself better than anybody else. I know my wife asks me at times for what do I think she should do? And I said, why don't you share with me your options? Then she shares with me her options, and I say, would you like to hear a few more options? And I'll go, okay. She goes, yeah. And I go, lay out some options. She says, okay, what do you think I should do? I said, don't have that answer. You do. Go inside and ask the question, which of these options, or is there another option I haven't considered, is best for me at this time? Do you notice I said best for me at this time? It may not be the best for you in a week or 2 weeks, but in this day, it's the best option for you. What do you think about this, gang? Give me some comments. Inspired action versus effort. Inspired action is that which comes from within. It's easy to do. When it comes from within you, it's easy to do. We can't be motivated from the outside. We can only be motivated from the inside. Hey, Steve just gave me a comment. He said, signing up for your values course this morning. Great, Steve. I look forward to having you. Any of you out there want to understand what your top values are? You want to figure out your top values, your top 3 to 5 values, and that becomes the determinant of your life. If you don't know that, and 99.9% of the people don't know, my workshop Saturday morning, you will do that. You will walk away knowing at this time, what are the 3 to 5 things that are most important to you so that you can start living a life on your path. If you're interested, go to agapespiritualcenter.com and you can go to events and classes and you'll find it there. Values Determination Workshop. Sign up. It's the single best thing I do. I've spent a lot of hours learning it. I'm also a licensed values facilitator from Dr. John DeMartini. Dr. Don gave me a license. I appreciate it. What it means is I've got a lot of study. I've done a lot of study. I've actually done it. I've actually done hundreds of people in the values workshop, so I know it works. Someone said, can you say thousands yet? No, I can't say thousands yet. Carly says, I'm hoping the values workshop will help me determine the next step in my career. It'll give you a great idea. It'll give you the framework from which you can base your next decision from. Yeah, it's going to help you, Carly. Definitely. I see Philadelphia. I see the UK. I see Kentucky. I see Indiana out there. I see all you beautiful people checking in. I don't want you to think I'm not paying attention. I am. See the smile on my face? The smile on my face says, I know you're out there and I'm grateful you're out there. What else do you want to talk about today? Give me some ideas what you want to talk about. I know the answers for me are within. Sometimes I get really frustrated. I want the answers right now. And then I learn, maybe I'm not ready to hear the answer right now. Maybe I need to let the question sit a little longer. And when the question sits a little longer, maybe I'm open to a greater, more expansive way of seeing it. Oh, there's another perspective, because I don't know if you're like me. But I'd like to know right away. I have a very, very high sense of urgency. And you know what? Sometimes I'm not ready for what's coming next. I don't know what's right then. Reaction versus action. I would rather say, Sandra, reaction versus response. Reaction is a primordial urge from within. It's a habit. There's no thought going in. Something happens, I react. Something happens, I react. There's no thought in between. A response is a conscious choice about how to respond to a situation. What I tell people is that you've got to break the habit of reaction. And the only way that I know that really works is, number one, get clear on who you are and what you want. Know your top 5 values, and then make them the basis of every decision. But then, before you respond to anything, pause. reflect a moment. You got to pause for about 3 seconds and ask the question. Here's a great question. What's in my highest interest at this time? What's in my highest interest in this time? That's what I would say there, Sandy. Bob says, anything for assimilating back into the new world after a year of deep spiritual study in my home. Yeah, do it gradually. Because if you don't do it gradually and you just rush right back in, you may not take that awareness of the last year with you. You may all of a sudden just bounce back into old habits. But if you can go back in gradually, pausing before you react and responding instead, you can start applying the new tools that you learned in spirituality. That's what's working for me. It's like, how do we bring Agape back as an in-person spiritual community? Here's how we do it. Gradually. It's going to start April 25th, Sunday. Outdoor event. It's a gradual thing. It's like, here's the biggest mistake professional football teams make. They get a new quarterback in the draft. They play him immediately. Doesn't work most of the time. You gradually bring them back. What did Ernest Holmes say? When he was talking about prayer, or what he called spiritual mind treatment, he said there is a natural evolution in the demonstration of a prayer. There's a natural sequence. It gradually comes to fruition. It doesn't come automatically. The mind and the body function in time and space. So if we're coming back from spirituality, we're bringing the mind and the body back into time and space, and there is an adjustment period to that. That's what I have there. Rashmi, good to see your smile out there. Did you hear me? We're going to do something on the 25th of April, outdoors. Outdoors, it's going to be coming real soon in Frisco at Frisco Commons. I've got a lot of people here in Dallas that have not been together in over a year. And they keep telling me we want to be back together. But I also have a zillion people out in the world that I'm talking to like right now. They're as much my family as the ones here. I've come to understand that through COVID, distance is not relevant, that we can become one, experience one, learn from each other from thousands and thousands of miles away. And we can form meaningful relationships this way too. Well, Wednesday is my Agape Community Gathering Day. So I have a gathering at 1:30 Central Time. And on that gathering, most of the people on that gathering are from Europe. Isn't that cool? Then I have a gathering at 7 at night. And guess what? One of the people on that gathering was from Australia. Isn't that cool? So you can gather, we can be a part of each other. And on Zoom, guess what? I can see your face. You can see you can see my face right now, but I can see your face, and we can have conversation one-on-one with each other. You might want to think about that on Wednesdays. So with that in mind, I've really gone over and talking today. I got a great day planned for me. It's time for me to get going. So remember, the answers you're seeking are within you. I know that, and deep inside you know that. So here's what I say to you now. Go find them and know that I love you and I accept you just like you are. Until tomorrow, everybody, aloha.